Let's have a closer look at Ferrari's new rear wing and explain why it makes the car faster. Since the beginning of the 2022 F1 season, Ferrari had a faster car in slow and medium speed sections, but was lacking top speed on the straights compared to Red Bull. Especially the so-called DRS Delta was not as powerful as at the Red Bull. The DRS Delta describes the difference in drag and downforce between open and closed DRS. If you want to know more about the general function of DRS, check out my other videos in the description. So, at the Canadian Grand Prix, Ferrari brought a new rear wing, but they only had one assembly and fitted it to Leclerc's car. The new wing was impressively increasing the DRS Delta and hence top speed. But what's so different about the new wing, and how can you increase the DRS Delta? Let's use a simplified example. By regulations, F1 cars have to use a two-element rear wing. If we draw a graph with the pressure on the lower side of the wing, we can see that the main element produces around 80% of the downforce and the flap 20%. The more downforce a component produces, the more drag it creates. If we now open DRS, the rear wing flap loses its downforce and drag, but it's only 20%. If I now want to increase the DRS delta on a wing, I change the downforce distribution so that the rear wing flap takes more load. So we design a wing with a shorter main plane but with a longer flap. That way, the main plane takes, let's say, 60% of the downforce and the flap 40%. If I now open DRS, I suddenly lose 40% of my rear wing's downforce instead of just 20% before, and hence have a significant drag advantage. And this is what Ferrari did here. They reduced the chord of the main plane, increased the chord of the flap so it takes more load, and they extended this section to the sides. In addition to that, they raised the leading edge of the main plane at the tips, which reduces the angle of attack and hence reduces the pressure difference at the tips. In combination with the rounded, lower trailing edge of the flap, they can reduce the induced drag at the rear wing tips to further increase top speed. The new wing on Leclerc's car had a top speed of more than 342 km per hour in Canada, while Sainz could only reach 331 km per hour with the old wing. Ferrari could eliminate Red Bull's top speed advantage and stays a strong competitor for the title. I hope you liked this little insight and see you at the next video.